Hello, everybody. Yes, we are meeting after a long time. A hearty welcome to all of you, all the viewers. On behalf of VNWC team, we welcome you to Idols of Pune. आपको इतने दिन तक हमने क्यों रोक के रखा? हमने एक हफ्ता कोई सेशन क्यों नहीं किया? क्योंकि हम कुछ हीरे तराश रहे थे और जब वो हीरे तराश के हमारे हो गए तो हम आपके लेकर आए एक ब्रांड न्यू सीरीज ऑल टुगेदर आइडल्स ऑफ पुणे। तो आप जानना चाहेंगे कि आज का हमारा ये हीरा कौन सा है और किस खदान से हमने इसे निकाला है। यस, आज जो हमारे साथ जुड़ने वाले हैं उनका नाम है, नाम लेने से पहले उनके बारे में बताना चाहूंगी मैं, क्योंकि कहते हैं ना, जिस तरीके से आप काम करते हैं वो रिफ्लेक्ट करता है आपके नाम में। तो आज की जो पर्सनालिटी है वो अपने आप में ही काफी डिफरेंट है। जहाँ पे हमारी सोच रुकती है वहां पे उनकी सोच शुरुआत होती है। वो इसलिए क्योंकि जब हम सोचते हैं ये फैब्रिक पुराना हो गया है तो उसका दिमाग यहाँ से शुरू होता है कि कैसे रिसाइकिल करना है, कैसे नया लुक देना है, किस तरीके से काम करना है, छोटे बजट में कितना बढ़िया दिखना है। ऐसे छोटे टिप्स एंड ट्रिप्स के साथ में हमारे साथ आज जुड़ने वाली है काजल अग्रवाल। हाय काजल।
Hi, Romal. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so happy to be invited. Thank you so much, VNWC. And it's indeed an insightful session where I would love to share my experience.
यस एब्सोल्युटली। तो ये जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है ना, जो आपके इंट्रोडक्शन में मैंने कहा कि आप चीजों को रिसाइकिल करते हैं एंड यू मेक थिंग्स फैंटास्टिक, तो एग्जैक्टली ये है क्या और किस तरीके से हम लोग ये चीज को अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं?
Sure, Romal. So I'll tell you how this entire idea generated. So I was first in the IT, in the corporates for 14 years, and I'm a PhD professional, which means I am a project management professional, and I was handling IT accounts, and I was the mediator between communication for various clients and my core IT team. So post pregnancy, obviously I had limitations working 12 to 14 hours. So I had nurtured a hobby or a passion for designing, and I thought it's high time now that I should start this. So 5 years ago, Closet Redefined happened to me. Now, why the name Closet Redefined? Because it is redefining from your existing closet. So what it exactly means is that, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है, we have so much stuff, there's so much of clutter, I would say, कि अलमारी खोलते ही you have everything falling on you. मतलब बोलने के लिए तो आपके पास 50 कुर्ते हैं, 50 टॉप्स है, 50 जीन्स है, but you really want to dress up for some nice event, you are like, यार मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है यार, मैं क्या पहनूं. So it happens with all of us. It's a regular story with everyone. And me, myself, being a designer, or me being in this field for 5 years now, it's not it's nothing less for me. So मुझे आज यहाँ पे आना था, उसके लिए भी मैं सोच रही थी मैं क्या पहनूं, मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है. So it does happen with all of us. So what I did is, क्यों ना हम इन्हीं चीजों को recycle करें. So when you mean recycle, it means that reusing. Now, if I have to give you some mathematics, there are some 10 to 15 millions of landfills because of fabric waste. Now, when I say fabric waste, it could be anything. So, जो हमारे आउटफिट्स बनते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा लैंडफिल्स बनते हैं रेडीमेड गारमेंट्स में, क्योंकि वहां पे मशीन से एक साथ हजारों कपड़े कट होते हैं, और जो बचा हुआ होता है वो बोरियों में भर के tons and tons and tons of fabrics is waste. Then further, either it goes to somebody for regeneration, but that is very less, that percentage is very minimal, or it goes into landfills. And to tell you honestly, ये जो fabric का waste है, even अपना जो daily people that come to collect the waste, so now there is a segregation, wet waste and dry waste, and we all of us know that. So kitchen का जो भी waste होता है, जो decomposable होता है, वो होता है wet waste, and dry waste is your paper, plastic and all that stuff. So इसमें इस दोनों segregation में fabric का कहीं नाम ही नहीं है. So the biggest challenge we started facing was वो जो कचरे की गाड़ी होती है, they refused. They were like, we do not take this waste. So मैम ये आप नहीं डाल सकते. So I was like, तो मैं करूँ क्या? क्योंकि मेरे पास जिस तरीके से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो रहा था, we were creating and some good stuff. There was silk, there was cotton, there was linens, there was amazing stuff. I'm like, यार इसको एक तो कचरे में डालने की इच्छा नहीं हो रही है. Second thing is, अगर कचरे में डालना भी है मुझे इसमें, तो कचरे वाला ले भी नहीं रहा है. So it was like, you know, heaps and heaps and heaps of fabric was occupying my workshop. My entire space was getting filled with it. So I thought, yaar, iske pehle ki it occupies the entire space, I should start thinking how I can convert it in something useful. Now I thought, when what useful things could be. How do people react when it, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं रोमल की मैंने ये चीज वेस्ट में से बनाई है, what will be your first reaction? Will you like wearing it or will you not like wearing it? So
maybe may not be.
Exactly. So जैसे ही मैं टुकड़े टुकड़े जोड़ के कुछ बनाती हूँ, most of the people are like, यार ये कैसा लग रहा है? It's not looking like wow. तो first thing is the design has to be wow. Second, people are like, ये आपस में कलर एक्सचेंज कर लिए तो ये तो पीस वेस्ट हो गया, which means maintenance हाई होगा, ये ड्राई क्लीन ही करना पड़ेगा. So I started thinking, so people are not going to, you know, adjust or accept this output that is made from waste. So मैं बोली फिर इसको और कहाँ यूज कर लिया जाए. So then I thought is सबसे पहले तो let's, you know, there are two aspects. जो चीज आपके कबर्ड में ऑलरेडी है उसको वेस्ट होने से बचा लो. ओके, उसको आप कितने अलग अलग तरीके से पहन सकते हो वो ट्राई करो. बहुत ही यूज के बाहर हो जाए, then you either throw it away or you use it for cleaning, dusting or something like that. If it's something synthetic, so I started, you know, making a chart कि कौन सी चीज कौन से चार्ट कौन से सेक्शन में जानी चाहिए, इसको आगे और हम कैसे डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, इसको फिर फाइनल आउटपुट हैज टू बी इट गोज इन द डस्टबिन. जब उसका और कोई यूज ही नहीं हो सकता है तो फाइनली इट हैज टू गो इन द डस्टबिन. सो इफ वी ऑल स्टार्ट बीइंग रिस्पॉन्सिबल and we all start taking steps towards making sure that, you know, we buy only how much is required, we create stuff only which is decomposable, we design or we wear only things which are organic, you know, we will be doing some great stuff towards the planet Earth, towards the environment, and towards each one of us, so for the future. So that is how I started, you know, recycling. So usme mere kuch products hai, there are cushion covers, there are coasters, there are table runners. So there is a lot of things that we create as a byproduct. Obviously I don't market all of that. And off late we have started doing a lot of masks also from the pure cotton stuff that, you know, the fabric scraps that we are getting. So I felt that this is the way I think I can, you know, start utilizing all my waste that is generated, and मेरी तरफ से अकेली की तरफ से जितना मैं लैंडफिल्स में बचा सकती हूँ मेरा कंट्रीब्यूशन, I will try to avoid putting all that waste going into the waste.
Superb, superb. कहते हैं ना घट घट से ही, सॉरी बूंद बूंद से ही घट भरता है. So you are one of those, and I'm sure इसको देख के जो भी इंस्पायर हो रहे होंगे वो भी ऐसे ही करेंगे. So it's a very good idea that you are doing, you are recycling it, and today I have seen a lot of things that has been recycled because the way you work it, even my mother-in-law, she is fantastic in doing certain rework इस साड़ी का उस साड़ी पे, then making it new, make it wearable, then उसके dress, then उसके लहंगे. Oh my God, you tell her she have ideas and ideas of doing it, and she makes sure that she is doing it. So जब आपकी बातें सुन रही थी, I was recollecting her. So,
okay.
So Kajal, 14 years of IT experience, then break and altogether into a new thing. How was the journey? I'm sure it has not been very smooth. कि जर्नी कैसे रही और कैसे अपने, यू नो, अ पर्सन हूज ऑलवेज बीन वर्किंग ब्रेक ले लेता है, किस तरीके से आपने अपनी इमोशनल थिंग्स को एडजस्ट किया, क्या कुछ किया आपने, ये मैं जानना चाहूंगी.
Sure. So I was a victim of depression and anxiety initially because it wasn't a very easy step to leave a very high value package salary. I was at a good position, I was earning good, and I had a settled life. Weekends chutti rehta tha. So that shift And now I am 24 hours working, 365 days, Saturday, Sundays, all days are working. There is no chutti, and there is no pay package coming on every first of the month. So, of course, it's a big shift from employee to an entrepreneur. So that journey is not at all easy. It has to be a very courageous decision, and consciously, subconsciously, one has to really be very, very smart enough, has to take all the risks, has to be identified when you're taking such decisions. कि अगर मैं fail हुई तो क्या? What is my plan B, plan C? How much should I be spending? How much should I be? And what are the channels? Forming a team. So everything has to be started from scratch. So obviously, my kids were very, very small that time. My second one was just 3 months old when I took that decision. Again, the decision I took was because I was spending 12 to 14 hours in an IT company, and घर पे भी laptop खोल के बैठना पड़ता था. तो kids used to be for 9 hours in a daycare. So I felt that guilty feeling was killing me, and I was like, "Nahi yaar, let's quit the job, the high profile job, and let's do something of your own." So I, of course, started with a very small setup. I took a one room and just one master, and I started my trials. So my first 1 year was only a trial, and of course, close family, friends, they all trusted me. I knew that I had a huge client base to reach because I had worked with 8 MNCs. So 14 years ka jo database tha. And of course, I had a lot of other friends, family, from my mother's side, from my sasural side. So I had so many people. So I knew that इन सबको approach करने से पहले मैं एक छोटा trial पास के लोगों के ऊपर करूं. I see how it works out. I see the calculations. I calculate the profits, the risks. I see how the employees, how easy it is to get employees, to hire skills. सारा study पहले एक साल में किया. After that, I started with the website thing, and I started into core designing. So मुझे actually ना बचपन से ही fabrics, colors, textures, hand embroidery ये सब चीज में बहुत बहुत ज्यादा शौक था. And I always wanted to get into this field, but parents होते हैं ना, डॉक्टर ही बनो, इंजीनियर ही बनो, टेलर कहाँ बनना है तुमको. So of course, that mentality was there that time. I'm talking really 20 years की बात कर रही हूँ मैं. When I graduated as a computer science student, so उनकी इच्छा थी कि मैं computers में ही कुछ बड़ा करूँ. So they weren't really very approachable. Today the generation has changed. Parents have a broad view. People understand fashion designing is not being a tailor. So that time it was very difficult for me to convince, and of course it needs a huge investment. This field is not easy. There is a lot of overhead. You have to spend a lot. There are a lot of things which cannot be tracked, like how many needles broke and how many threads went in the dustbin and how many labels are lying here and there. There's a lot of extra kharcha जिसका तुम ट्रैक नहीं कर सकते, जिसको तुम मतलब you cannot keep counting on those things. So the overheads are way too much. It's very expensive to stock in huge fabrics to maintain them ताकि वो वेस्ट ना हो, या कभी कभी फैब्रिक रखे रखे ही खराब हो जाता है. So you have to keep in mind a lot of aspects when you're doing. So of course it was not an easy step. I've burnt my fingers, but the journey has been really very successful because I have met wonderful clients in my entire 5-year journey. I have people who trust me, who like my work, who know that हम यहाँ आएंगे तो हमारे साथ ना चीटिंग होगी, हमको ऑथेंटिक स्टफ मिलेगा, रीजनेबल है, and willingness hai to help them out, to give them consultancy. So my charges are also quite reasonable compared to very high-end designers. And I do put my heart and soul whenever a client approaches me ki this is our budget and this is what we want. In fact, you wouldn't believe, whenever clients come to me कि हमारे घर में शादी है, हमको कुछ वाव चाहिए लेकिन हमारा बजट कम है. So my first answer to them is घर में साड़ियां हैं, ये क्या जाओ, we'll do something from that. So because obviously if their budget is less, first thing I recommend them is to not invest in new fabrics. Then जो है उसी में से कुछ हम उसको अच्छा करके बनाते हैं. And of course during corona times people have been like ज्यादा एक्सपेंसिव 50 लोगों की शादी में तो हमको नहीं पहनना है 60-70 हजार का लहंगा, 50,000 के स्टफ। सो अगर आपका 15-20 हजार 25 हजार में कुछ बन जाता है, आई माइट मेक समथिंग फ्रॉम विद इन माई साड़ीज। अगर मेरे पास पुराना लहंगा है तो उसी को रिवैम्प करते हैं, और we'll mix and match some things, we'll do some layering, we'll do some different styling, तो जिससे कि we can come up mutually with something good. So that is how this entire brand took off, and I'm very happy ki when I started with one small room, then I took one store in Kothur, and now I have a second store in Camp, and this happened in a matter of 4.5 years. So it is a very
Wow.
positive journey, and I think it's very good. So now we are planning to actually expand further internationally, because we have few orders, we have few brides, grooms, we have a lot of Indian clients sitting in Europe and America who are not able to travel to India for Diwali or for their weddings or for their anniversary shoppings because of the pandemic. So flights are really not all that easy. So we are trying to reach out to such people if we can help them to design stuff for them and send it from here. So that is our next approach, and let's see. I'm very positive this.
I'm sure the things gonna rock for you. But the thing that you mentioned was कि pandemic में बहुत सारी चीजें बदली है. तो what exactly you think that have changed? Because if you see शादियां वादियां जो थी वो comparatively कम हुई है. लोगों ने और outfits नहीं खरीदे हैं. I mean इतना ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट लोगों ने कपड़ों पे किया ही नहीं, क्योंकि हमें तो सिर्फ एक स्क्रीन के सामने बैठना है जिसमें से सिर्फ फेस ही दिखता है, नीचे क्या है कुछ दिखता नहीं है. तो उस समय में आपकी इंडस्ट्री पे कितना हिट हुआ, आपको क्या इम्पैक्ट हुआ, व्हाट वर योर लर्निंग्स, प्लीज टेल अस.
Sure. As a business entrepreneur, I'll tell you one thing that has to be really very important. You have to be flexible. You have to be always ready to accept the change. आप stubborn नहीं बन सकते कि ये मेरा कोर है, मैं यही करूंगी. नहीं. If time changes, you have to be flexible. You have to change according to the time. आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि मैं 5,000 के ऊपर का ही पीस बेचूंगी. नहीं. आज अगर लोगों को 1,000 रुपए की चीज चाहिए तो वो भी बनाने की अभी तैयारी रखनी पड़ती है आपको. You cannot tell people कि नहीं, I am a high level designer, I will only do this, I cannot do that. Come on, अगर सामने वाले को उसको यूसेज ही 2 घंटे का है, 1 घंटे का है, तो you cannot tell them to unnecessarily put money. So see, I think how I take my business is not really very commercial. I take it as a responsible citizen, as a responsible designer. मेरे यहाँ मैं हर चीज को commercially नहीं सोचती हूँ. For me, it is not that मैं कितने हजारों का revenue बना रही हूँ. For me, it is more कि how useful my services are in practicality. वो ज्यादा important है. मैं अगर लोगों को बोली नहीं ये बहुत वाव दिखता है, ये आप खरीद ही लो. अरे नहीं भाई, अगर उसका वार्डरोब में ऑलरेडी 50 चीज पड़ी है तो उसको एक और क्यों उसमें ऐड कर रहे हो? Why are you giving her a false feel that you're going to look amazing in this and just buy it? It's in latest trend, buy it. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. So coming back to your question, what you were saying is कि pandemic की वजह से क्या-क्या changes हुई है. Of course, the first hit I took was मेरा जो सारा clientele था, they were corporates and they all used to wear formal wear. तो मेरे को एक साथ व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज आता था कि मुझे 5 शर्ट्स करके भेज दो, मुझे 10 ट्राउजर्स बना के भेज दो, आई नीड अ सूट, आई नीड अ ब्लेजर. And it stopped because obviously from the last 2 years people are working from home. So
Exactly.
तो टी-शर्ट भी चल रहा है, अब तो नीचे तो बरमुडा पहन लो, चलता है, दिखता ही नहीं है. So obviously right, so trend completely change हो गया. तो मेरा formal orders तो completely stop हो गया. So I have so many friends in the corporate and they were like, जमाना हो गया है cufflinks पहने हुए, जमाना हो गया है tie पहने हुए. So my clients are missing wearing it, but they really don't have a need to shop all of that right now. So मेरा जो formal wear का fabric है, सब कुछ है, it's all just lying. So that is how again it makes me think how I can reuse and make something casual in that. How I can use it, for a shirt dress for a woman. So हो सकता है it's a shirting fabric for men, but if I make a shirt dress, a casual wear from it, someone might be using it even in the lockdown, just for a coffee or for
Exactly.
using around in the house. So this is how I started changing. कि भाई अपने पास अभी ये स्टॉक पड़ा है, अभी टाइम ये चल रहा है, अभी रिक्वायरमेंट ये आ रही है, तो डू अ एनालिसिस, सी हाउ यू कैन एडजस्ट, how flexibly you can make this work so that it's neither your waste, it's neither planet Earth's waste, it's neither the client's waste of money. So you have to think you have to take a big picture in mind. You have to think सबका सोचना पड़ता है. You cannot just think yourself as, that is not
Exactly.
how the idea should be.
Exactly, exactly. I perfectly agree with you. And all businesses were hit in this pandemic. Every business was hit in this pandemic.
Yes,
So,
yes.
and especially with the designer, हम लोग सिर्फ होटल इंडस्ट्री बोलते हैं, but डिजाइनिंग इंडस्ट्री भी उतनी ही हिट हुई है. Especially when people used to buy a lot of stuff, now they've stopped it. Like
Yes.
person like me who are very casual, we don't buy. I don't buy stuff unless until it is required. तो भैया
But
मैंने
I'll
तो
tell
कुछ
you one thing,
खरीदा नहीं.
Roman. But I have one thing to tell you, Romal. I have seen a trend that with all these online portals like Ajio.com or Myntra or Amazon, or I'm not blaming any one of them. Uh, they have started. Of course, they all have taken a hit. So, and everybody wants to survive, and everybody wants the end client to buy.
That is
Okay.
true.
Yeah. So ऐसे में क्या है ना? I think every citizen should be responsible enough to buy only what is required.
That is what
So
I've done.
something जो 2000 का है अभी तुमको 600 में मिल रहा है तो उठा लो. नहीं, don't do that. I understand Myntra, Ajio, Amazon all want business, but you be sensible enough to only pick up what is really required. And don't pile up things, because वो 2 महीना 6 महीना तुम्हारे कबर्ड में रहेगा, and then you will not get a right occasion to wear it, and then you will just give it to somebody, or you will just throw it away. So understand कि आप इस कुछ भी चीज बाय करने से पहले सोचो मैं इसको 4-5 अलग अलग तरीके से, and that is what I meant by versatile clothing. Layering. Versatile clothing matlab you should be able to use that piece of outfit in 10 different ways बिना किसी को पता चले. And if that
So
outfit,
true.
yeah, so if that outfit is in your checklist, if that outfit clears all these signs कि इसको आप जैकेट की तरह भी पहन सकते हो, कुर्ती की तरह भी पहन सकते हो, इसको आप साड़ी के साथ भी पहन सकते हो, तो you should buy it. Of course you should pick it up, because then you know that this is how you can style it. So I think that is what
Exactly.
is required in today's scenario. Instead of doing
Mm-hmm.
bulk shopping or just buying because it's on a sale, I don't think it should be done.
That's good. Do you help people with all this stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow. So viewers, those who are watching us, please keep this in mind. Ki if you have a lot of things in your mind, you have cluttered wardrobe. काफी सारा घर में कुछ है, अच्छा है, पर कैसे पहनना है नहीं पता, और किस तरीके से यूटिलाइज करना है, किस तरीके से वाव दिखना है at a same time in a minimal budget, then Kajal is a very right person for you. So Kajal, in the comment section, do mention your contact details so that people can come back to you, and they will definitely uh, all these people will give you a business, because I am sure we have so many heavy sarees putting up on our wardrobes, right? And we really don't know what to be done with that. And a lot of things are there as per the need. If we can tailor make it as per our today's requirement, and money is being used, fabric is being used, and we are getting something wow out of it, then definitely people will get back to you on this, right?
Romal, sure. I'm always there, and it's my pleasure to help anyone in need for all of these ideas. वो बोलते हैं ना, साथ मिलके चलने में ही तरक्की होती है. So always,
Absolutely.
whenever I have worked out with clients on their needs, requirements, something beautiful has come out. The output and the result has always come very beautiful and very fruitful.
वाह लवली. सो काजल, इन सब चीज में क्या अपनी कोई एक सक्सेस स्टोरी बताना चाहोगी कि ऐसा आपने किसी के लिए किया और कितना पैसा बचा पाई और कैसा रहा उसका रिजल्ट? क्योंकि people always believe in having success, listening to successful stories like this.
Yes, yes. So I wouldn't name any of my clients because they all
It's
are
okay.
part of all these groups. They all are between us. Maybe most of them are even watching us. So I wouldn't name anybody, but I'll tell you my 90% or 95% rather clients, they all come with some plans, some budget. They come with some occasions that they have. Um, I would like to tell about one client who used to frequently go to More Mischief, and they had a family wedding or something, and they wanted to make some outfits, but because of the pandemic, obviously, it was a very low budgeted and a very small people function. So they came like, obviously they had good money. It's not that they wanted to save money, but they wanted something very good. They wanted something very creative. So they had already visited all the top brands, be it Manyavar, be it, and this is, I'm talking about menswear. So basically, I do menswear, women's wear, and kids wear, all three. So
Okay.
they had been to Raya, Manyavar, Kora, I think all the brands, and they were like looking for something nice, someone who can execute the idea they had in mind. So they were very particular कि हमको क्या चाहिए. They wanted an angarakha to be stitched from a pure silk patola. That sari itself was, I think, worth 20 grands, and a menswear from a sari. So I'll tell you, never did it before, but my instincts were like, it's possible and it's doable. It turned out so beautiful, Romal. It doesn't look, first of all, like a sari, and that piece, I think, any high class brand would have sold not less than for 30,000-40,000.
Wow.
So we just had the basic stitching charges, and the sari was the client's. So he got so many compliments, and he looked like the best, and very, very genuine stuff. I mean, I would say that creativity ना उसकी कोई पार ही नहीं है. मतलब sky is not the limit when it comes to creativity. बस चाह होनी चाहिए कि try करके देखते हैं. But I'll also give you an example. Things don't always work in your favor, because there are so many data points you have to keep in mind when you're designing. You know, the aspect like what fabric goes with men's wear, what goes with women's wear, what kind of fabric should be used for kids wear, because kids are very sensitive to the sequence work, chubne wala fabric, uncomfortable fabric. So as a designer, you have to be extremely alert with what you are suggesting whom, and you have to be like, you have to visualize 10 times ahead of the client कि ये ठीक से बनने भी वाला है कि it's going to be a fail. So कभी कभी 1 in 100 experiment fail भी हो सकता है. Okay, so made to order में I think the client have to keep experimenting, and they have to keep a very broad view कि कभी कभार कुछ fail भी हो सकता है. So we as a designer always make sure that साड़ी को पूरी तरह से चेक करते हैं, कहीं ऑलरेडी खिसक तो नहीं गई है, कहीं ऑलरेडी स्टेन्ड तो नहीं है. Because if you are hiding that information from the client and still you stitch it just because you want to make business, the end result is going to be really sad. वो customer हो सकता है trial के time में ही वो फट जाए piece. So it's a, you know, it's a loss for both me as well as the client. So I have success story, and I have one-off case where some things may not have worked also. So and I'll tell you why it doesn't work at times. People who do not have a experimenting mindset, okay, they come with something very strong-headed in their head. And their visualization and the designer's visualization is not in sync. तो suppose आप आए हो मेरे पास and आप बोले कि यार मैंने ऐसा सोचा था, and designer सोच रही है ये तो ऐसा बनने वाला है, and जब पीस बन जाता है तो there is a complete conflict, you know, कि अरे नहीं मैंने तो सोचा था ये ऐसा होगा. So I'll tell you what I've done in the last 5 years. I have made a lessons learned wala list. Oh, and this all comes from my project management experience in the IT. So I'm, you know, implementing it in even the fashion industry. So जब कोई चीज नहीं workout होती है या I have learned something from it, I have made sure not to repeat it in the second case. So then which means I have to make sure कि मैं client को पहले ही सब चीज transparently बता दूं कि ये जॉर्जेट की साड़ी है, इसमें ये लुक आने वाला है, इसमें कली नहीं बन सकती, इसमें बॉर्डर की कुर्बानी होगी, इसमें ये होगा, इसमें वो होगा. So if I keep telling that client कि ये ऐसा ही बन सकता है, इसमें मैं कोई और मैजिक नहीं कर सकती, it's better to say that this is how it's going to be instead of, you know, doing an experiment and then failing.
Exactly. Perfect.
That's a little experience about the good and the bad both.
Lovely. You know, talking to you was such a fabulous experience for me because I have learned so many things out of it. Though I'm a counselor by profession, but I've learned so many things from it. And I'm sure those who are watching us, they are also learning it. कि किस expectation से किसी designer के पास जाना है. ये तो हमारी expectation अलग होती है और वो fabric उस चीज का होता ही नहीं है. So a lot of misconception, वाली चीजें होती है. And would you like to give some message to our viewers? before
Yeah,
we end the
so
session?
like the title says, how to elevate your mood by dressing during this pandemic time. So, all my dear friends, all the women out there, all the beautiful ladies out there, a very strong message. Keep your closets clean. Keep checking what can be refurbished, what can be recycled. On a daily note, make sure you dress up in whatever you feel good. Don't keep your clothes for एक दिन आएगा मैं ये तभी पहनूंगी, मैं इसमें तभी ही अच्छी दिखूंगी. नो, इफ मन करता है तो रोज अच्छी से ड्रेसअप करो, रोज थोड़ा सा मेकअप कर लो, एंड कीप योरसेल्फ एब्सोल्युटली पॉजिटिव ड्यूरिंग दीज टाइम्स. डोंट सेव योर क्लोथ्स, बिकॉज सी हम में से काफी सारी औरतें कपड़े बचा बचा के रखती है कि ये कुछ अच्छा ओकेजन आएगा तब पहनूंगी, ये कुछ अच्छा इवेंट आएगा तभी पहनूंगी. डोंट डू दैट. So it's not a perishable item. Clothes are not a perishable item. They have some shelf life for sure. So use them. Try styling yourself in different ways, different jewelries. What I love doing, I'll tell you, मैं वेस्टर्न को एथनिक के साथ और एथनिक को वेस्टर्न के साथ हमेशा कंबाइन करती हूँ. मुझे पता नहीं क्यों बहुत मस्त खुशी आती है उसमें से. So tomorrow morning when you get up and when you think what you want to dress up, just try experimenting. मैंने जो बोला है, try wearing a check shirt with a skirt, or try mix matching something weird. एक अलग खुशी मिलती है उसमें से. You feel nice doing all these experiments. Chuck your typical pajama and t-shirt for 2-3 days in a week at least, so that you keep your mood really very funky and very nice. I think that's the message I would like to give you all when it comes strictly
Thank
about
you.
clothing.
Thank you so much, Kajal, for such a lovely, interactive, and knowledgeable session where we have a lot of information, where we have understood something about our day-to-day life, and a lot of things that is practically applicable. So, viewers, Kajal is going to mention a number in the comment section. So please check it out. If you have anything triggering your mind, समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना है, get in touch with her. She is a very right person. And thank you all of you. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you, BNWC, Bobby, and all the viewers, those who are watching us, for coming here, giving your time. We'll see you soon with one more episode, with one more person who is doing extremely important. तो कहते हैं ना, हीरो की खदान मिली है, एक एक हीरा लेकर आ रहे हैं. तो कल फिर हमें जुड़िएगा 6 बजे और एक हीरे के साथ में. Till then, take care everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Roma.